Today we will be visiting the state of Utah in the US. Utah is the 13th largest state in the US and covers almost 84,900 square miles. Other than being known for great pastrami burgers, hosting the Sundance Film Festival, and breathtaking natural landscapes, Utah is also famous for its thriving Mormon community. In recent years, the Latter-day Saints church members, commonly referred to as Mormons, has attracted considerable scrutiny, often associated with negative perceptions. Due to its classification as a cult with distinct practices, some individuals harbor unfavorable opinions. Notable figures like Warren Jeffs, Laurie, and Chad Daybell have contributed to this perception. However, in general, Mormons are recognized for their strong commitment to church, family, and a strict moral code. Their inclination to maintain a separation from mainstream society is rooted in their desire to uphold their values and principles. But today our focus will be on one Mormon mother in particular who resides in the state of Utah, Ruby Franke. But what has this Mormon YouTube mom done that has landed her behind bars? Well, let's start at the beginning. And just so you know, this case is very recent, so we do not have all the information yet. This video is to inform you of what is known up until now, but I will be following it and posting updates, so make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification button. So Ruby Franke, now 41 years old, was born on 18 January 1982 in Utah, where she grew up alongside her 4 siblings. Her parents are Chad and Jennifer Griffith. Ruby is the oldest of her siblings and she spent most of her childhood years with her family. She married her longtime boyfriend Kevin Franke and together they had 6 children. As so many mothers these days, Ruby wanted to find a way to generate an income from home and also post valuable content about parenting. She tested the waters of various social media platforms, but YouTube would ultimately become her main platform. She started a channel called 8 Passengers, documenting her family's daily life. Just an interesting side note, you will not be able to find the 8 Passengers channel on YouTube. It has been deleted. We will get more into that a bit later. In January of 2015, Ruby Franke uploaded her first YouTube video titled The Making of Eve, which documented the life of her daughter. The channel took some time to gain momentum, but over time Ruby's fan base grew. The channel gained popularity, and at its peak, the Mormon mom boasted over 2.5 million subscribers. As the channel grew, so did Ruby's enthusiasm to post more frequently, at one point uploading almost every day. The Mormon mom homeschooled all of her 6 children and shared about that on many videos, and also showcased the antics of her children being silly, which initially made her videos funny and authentic. However, over time, many people expressed concerns over the family vlogger's parenting style. A good example is the video where her son talks about punishment he received that lasted 7 months, just because he played a prank on his younger brother.
Sleeping on a beanbag since October, and they gave my broom back like 2 weeks ago.
In another video, she talks about how it is her 10-year-old daughter's responsibility to pack her own school lunch. And when the little girl forgot her lunch at home, this is what Ruby had to say about it.
Just got a text message from Eve's teacher, and she said that Eve did not pack a lunch today, and can I bring a lunch over to the school? This happens quite often when you're raising children, because I know that her teacher is uncomfortable with her being hungry and not having a lunch, and it would ease her discomfort if I came to the school with a lunch. But I responded and just said, Eve is responsible for making her lunches in the morning, and she actually told me she did pack a lunch. So the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry. And hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch.
People started to get more and more concerned as Ruby kept uploading content of her disciplining her children in ways that would seem worrisome for most.
I am going to say one nice thing. and that is you took your lashing very well.
It's hard to watch as she asks her children personal questions on camera, and they are visibly uncomfortable answering them in front of millions of viewers. Viewers started calling Ruby out on her parenting style, and allegations of parental wrongdoing started to hang over the Franke family. It was very obvious that her children didn't want to be filmed. Very private moments of them were placed online without them even having a say in the matter. There's speculation that the channel was taken offline earlier this year due to the fact that Ruby was receiving more and more criticism about how she raised her children. This is why you will not find the channel on YouTube. It has been deleted by Ruby Franke herself. And then Ruby got involved with the channel Connections. Connections is a platform that offers training for self-improvement. A quote from their website reads, "Connections training has empowered hundreds of men and women of all ages to create joy in their life and relationships." Things seemed to get worse after her affiliation with Connections. Ruby Franke, the oldest of Ruby's 6 children, spoke on social media about her reservations regarding Connections. Cherie started her own self-titled channel in 2018 and quickly became popular. There, she also mentioned that she was not in touch with her family. Ruby's sister Julie also spoke up about her feelings towards the Connections platform and said that this platform tears families apart. On the Connections website, you can see Ruby contributing towards the platform as a certified mental fitness trainer. She provided content on Connections' social media platforms and podcasts that focused on empowering parents and children to live in truth. As you can see, there are a few pricey training programs available and parenting classes on this website.
So let me tell you a story. I remember as a teenager and young adult feeling so overwhelmed with pain. Sometimes it was low grade, sometimes it was really intense, but it always had this base that said, you don't matter. You're not enough. You don't do it right. You make people upset. You're the reason why people are having pain in their life.
Ruby's business partner, as they are referring to her, at Connections' name is Jody Hildebrandt. And Jody will be playing a big role in today's story. Round about the time that Ruby started getting heavily involved with Connections and Jody, trouble started brewing in her marriage to Kevin Franke. Reportedly, the couple have been separated for 13 months, but are still legally married. Ruby reportedly kicked Kevin out of their home for reasons that are still unknown. Jody Hildebrandt branded herself as a therapist and educator who helped individuals overcome self-destructive behaviors and patterns and navigate everyday relationship dynamics. However, many rumors are circulating that her career was seemingly defined in large part by unhappy clients. Turns out Jody was a therapist, but her license was put on probation in 2012 for 18 months after she discussed a patient's porn addiction with elders at the Mormon church without the patient's permission. Ruby and Jody's relationship started off based in business dealings, but this eventually led to a more personal friendship. Ruby started spending a lot of time with her children at Jody's house in Ivins, Utah. On 30 August 2023, a distressed man phoned 911, claiming that an emaciated child had come to his home asking for food and water. He also stated that the child had duct tape around his ankles and wrists and had deep lacerations. This was Jody Hildebrandt's neighbor, who phoned 911, and the child was Ruby Franke's 12-year-old son. According to the arrest record, the 12-year-old boy fled through a window in Jody's house and just wanted to ask the neighbor for food and water. But when the neighbor saw the state of the child, he decided to phone police. Police on the scene described the child's wounds as neglect and malnourishment so severe that they transported the boy to St. George Regional Hospital. According to police, the child was placed on a medical hold due to deep lacerations from being tied up with rope. Shortly thereafter, another child was discovered, Ruby's 10-year-old daughter, also starved and with open wounds. This victim was also transported to the hospital. Ruby Franke and her business partner Jody Hildebrandt were arrested on August 30th, 2023. Reports state that Ruby had filmed a video in Jody's home just days before this incident, which indicated to authorities that the vlogger had knowledge of the abuse, malnourishment, and neglect. The other Franke children were taken into the care of Utah's Child and Family Services. Reportedly, Ruby said numerous times that nobody understands that her son cannot be around other children. But then Franke declined to speak to authorities and instead requested a lawyer. Ruby Franke and Jody Hildebrandt were both formally charged on Friday, 1 September 2023, with 6 felony counts of child abuse by a Washington County attorney in Utah. Each defendant is accused of causing or permitting serious physical injury to the 2 children in 3 different ways. 1. A combination of multiple physical injuries or torture. 2. Starvations or malnutrition that jeopardizes life. 3. Causing severe emotional harm. Each of the 6 counts carries a possible prison sentence of 1 to 15 years and a fine of up to $10,000. Cherie, Ruby's eldest and estranged daughter, reportedly celebrated her mother's arrest. Ruby's sister also posted a video. Ruby's neighbors have also come forward stating that they are relieved, as they have made many complaints to authorities before about their concerns regarding the treatment of the Franke kids by their mother. One neighbor said that there seemed to be weeks at a time where the kids were left alone at home without any adult supervision. He added, "It just kind of turned dark. She taped up paper over all of her windows. She would disappear for weeks at a time, and there's all these little kids just left alone in this house." Ruby's cousin anonymously appeared on Law and Crime to speak up about it all. The cousin stated that she was not shocked and that there had been abuse in their family for many years. She also said that her own mother used to handcuff her and her siblings and kept food from them as a form of discipline.
My mother handcuffed my sisters when they were young, and a lack of food wasn't uncommon, but it wasn't out of a lack necessarily of money. There was a time when it could have been prevented, but it wasn't.
She also stated that she is disgusted at her cousin's actions towards her own children. Ruby's husband, Kevin, was spotted outside of their family home last Saturday on 2 September, still wearing his wedding ring. Kevin was pacing up and down on the phone, and his attorney has released a statement from him saying that his urgent focus right now is to simply keep his children together under his fatherly care. The 8 passengers branding was also removed from the Franke's van that morning, and YouTube actually went and removed Jody and Ruby's Connections channel. Many are wondering how the father of these children could have missed this. Even though he was not living with them anymore, surely he still visited them or spoke to them at least. This is all still unclear. A woman whose time behind bars briefly overlapped with Ruby Franke's has come forward on TikTok stating that she overheard a conversation between Ruby and Kevin.
There was a TikToker who was confirmed to share a cell with Ruby Franke. Supposedly, she overheard Ruby talking on the phone with her husband Kevin and her attorney. So I just want to put a disclaimer here, like it says up here. We can confirm that this person did share a cell with Ruby Franke. Unfortunately, when I clicked on this post, this TikTok was gone, but this was confirmed by the Reddit mods. But we cannot exactly confirm the information that was supposedly heard by this woman. So from this point onward, it is just a rumor, but let me know what you guys think. Cellmate overheard a phone conversation between Ruby and Kevin. They instructed their attorney to visit their residence and collect money in the house. When the attorney arrived, the money was nowhere to be found, causing Ruby to panic about being unable to pay him. Cellmate was supposedly surprised how emotionless Ruby was. She only teared up once and said that she missed her kids. Said that Ruby seemed more concerned with her own life than the lives of her children. Ruby was very worried about Jody and was trying desperately to catch glimpses of her. She spent a lot of times praying silently in her cell. Ruby told Kevin that it was ridiculous how nobody would listen to her about Russell needing to be kept away from other children. I'm pretty sure we did hear from judges and other police sources that she did say something similar about Russell needing to be kept away from other people, and people found that especially up. Ruby told Kevin that she wouldn't blame him if he refused to speak to her, considering the abuse and how she had forced him out of the house. Supposedly, Ruby's fame had allowed her special privileges in jail, such as pen and paper, which were not allowed because she was on a live watch. Ruby and Kevin spent time discussing flood damage repairs for their home, which was an odd concern considering the charges against her. Again, speculation and hearsay. We can't confirm that the woman did spend time in the cell. Unfortunately, the TikTok is deleted, and all we have to go off of is this Reddit summary.
Ruby and Jody appeared in court on 8 September 2023. Jail documents showed that Ruby has been moved from her holding cell where she was to join the proceedings remotely at Purgatory Correctional Facility. The judge ordered that Franke and Hildebrandt will be held without bail. Their next hearing will be on the 21st of September 2023. So these two will have to remain in jail until the 21st of September. And on Thursday, the 7th of September, the Daily Mail reported that during a hearing over custody of the Franke minor children, Ruby claimed that one of the minors molested their siblings and other children from the neighborhood. She added that this happened over several years. So that is where we are right now. I'm sure there is a lot more to come, and I will do an update as soon as there is more and enough information for you. But let me know what you think in the comments. Did CPS fail these kids? Do you think Kevin Franke knew what was happening all along? I'm interested to hear what you have to say about this. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Stay safe.